Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, I'll sing in fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode, we made our way through even more of Blackwater here. We found a room that's going to be a bit interesting. Let's take a look inside, see what we can find. This machine is used for healing and provides the healer with information about the patient's current condition.
Trivial.
What at first appears to be a patch of rust is revealed upon closer inspection to be an old blood stain spread across the wide drain. The corpse's mutilated head shows an attempt was made to place the circlet on the victim's head, but they did not survive the agonizing operation. The anatomical drawing, replete with stomach-churning details, sets out how to crown a victim with the sinister barbed circlet, and more fuel. The corpse under the sheet is one of the defenders of this place. Their mechanical parts have been roughly ripped out and the flesh discarded like carrion. Athara Vans. A warrior in a crusader's tabard rocks back and forth in a meditative trance. Her mangled head is adorned with the same type of sinister-looking circlet you've seen on the other guards, but she issues no menacing demands for you to surrender to Hundred Faces' mercy. Instead, she quietly whispers, "Iomade emboldened my spirit before my death." "Hey, are you alive?" The warrior starts as if waking from a deep slumber. She stares at you in surprise. You're not one of Hundred Faces' servants. You don't have one of those accursed circlets. Praise Iomade. I prayed someone would come and help me. Please, end my suffering." There's a mixture of pain and relief in her eyes. "What's your name?" "Athara Vans, corporal in the Mendavian army. Our squad was lured to this place. We were on forward patrol when we met a man. He told us that a group of slaves had escaped from the demons and taken shelter in this camp. He said they had many wounded who needed help. Once we entered the camp, we had no way of leaving." "Where are your comrades?" "They have all fallen. When we realized we were trapped, we tried to fight our way to the heart of this compound, but we stumbled upon some magical device that seemed to incinerate minds. We had to stop and take up defensive positions nearby. We were holed up there for 2 days while our wizard tried to find a way past it, but those abominations came and picked us off one by one. They deliberately avoided killing us. They just wounded us enough to cripple us. Then later, the ones they'd taken came back, with their heads cracked open. They didn't recognize us. They carried out someone else's will, shouted someone else's words, but the voices, they were the voices of my friends. When I alone was left and they came for me, I couldn't end their lives. Damned coward, I just couldn't bring myself to do it, and they made me into this." "What did they do to you?" "They cut open my skull and shoved this thing into my head to control me, and then... oh, those sadists know every flavor of pain. They tore me open and shoved their vile machines into my body, then sewed me up just to start tearing at another spot. They sealed my wounds shut, poured some potions into my veins and made my insides burn. And all the while, I could hear him. That voice. That disgusting voice." Her hysterical scream becomes a desperate, forlorn howl. Through immense force of will, she pulls herself together and starts whispering a prayer to Iomade. Her breathing slows and some semblance of calm reappears on her face. "If they close in on you, do not let them take you prisoner. Kill yourself, and do it so there's nothing left behind for them to use." She casts a look of pure hatred at the machine nearby. "There it is, their altar of torment, the thing that maimed me. Now the master of these monsters sends me orders through psionics, and my body keeps trying to obey. These circlets are his reins. I wanted to enter his lair and kill him, but the closer I got to him, the harder it was for me to fight against his voice ringing in my ears." "If you're still in control, why haven't you ended your life yourself?" I've tried so many times, but each time I was about to end it all, I felt fear. And fear weakens the will, so the voice in my head sounded even louder, even stronger. I could feel myself slipping away. I worried that if I tried to inch the blade closer to my throat, he would bind me to his will forever. So all I could do was wait. How did you manage to resist being possessed? She lets out a pained chuckle. It's not easy. His voice enters your mind, and to defy his commands is torture, but I'm a medium, and I'm used to hearing voices in my head. They almost drove me mad as a kid, until I learned to quiet them. That's why I joined the Crusaders when I grew up. I prayed to Iomade for help, and she blessed me with the fortitude I needed. That's why I'm fighting, and while I'll keep fighting that scumbag for as long as I can, he's breaking me bit by bit, but I'll stay strong, because as soon as I give up, Oh, Iomade, please, no! Her eyes widen in fear, and a spark of lightning arcs across the spikes of her circlet. A tear runs down her cheek. I don't want to lose myself. It's terrifying. Gods, it's so terrifying. The warrior barely manages to fight back a sob. But now you've come, and that means I haven't been holding on in vain. There, in that pile of clutter, I hid the relics our squad carried. I was the last, and the others haven't seen the cache, so they couldn't report it to the enemy. Take them all. Relics blessed by Iomade must never fall into the hands of these monsters. I'll help you. Thank you, but I cannot be saved. I no longer want to live with this abomination in my head, but I cannot get rid of it. It will fry me from the inside if I try to take it off. There is only one way out. To end it all. If the voice in my ears had quieted down even for a second, I would have done it all myself. So help me. Do it all quickly and cleanly. May Iomade watch over your soul. Thank you. I don't want to hear him in my head any longer. Requisat in pace.
I'm gone.
A warrior. As for here, the contraption before you looks truly sinister. Like the entrails of some sort of sea creature, a glinting tangle of ebony tubes connects to a capacious vessel. The bindings, spattered with blackened blood, must serve to hold helpless victims. You notice a piece of scalp stuck between the teeth of the serrated saw. The shiny and impossibly sharp drill is sickening to look at. It's like the machine is sleeping, but ready at any moment to awaken and recommence torturing and dissecting living flesh. Well, what have we here? Interesting, very interesting. Nenio's eyes burn with curiosity. Examine the mechanism. It appears that this machine is what performed the heinous and disfiguring procedures on the guards that have turned them into puppets. A separate compartment of the machine holds an orderly stack of the nefarious circlets, their metal spikes gleaming. Examine the circlets. Numerous crystal plates, all no thicker than a hair, cover the inside of each circlet's rim. These plates overlap in an intricate pattern and are connected by a web of grayish metal fibers. Small spheres of a cloudy stone that resemble smoky quartz rest against the temples. It's possible that these are what the mysterious master uses to deliver commands to his slaves. Try to get a sense of how they work. Carefully touching the metal plates, you analyze the circlet's reactions. Some touches make the circlet vibrate quietly, while others cause tiny storms of lightning to run across the spikes. Even though this contraption was created by adepts of a magic that you're completely unfamiliar with, you are nonetheless certain that it is magical. Basing your assumptions on your knowledge of primary arcane principles, you're able to guess the access keys to some of the simplest, least sophisticated functions and activate the circlet. Seems that this item was crafted through the use of psionic magic. The crown can heighten one's sensitivity to such influences, but it could instead be made to protect the wearer from psionics. With the help of the tools available to you, convert the crown into a protective circlet. First and foremost, you break off the sharp spikes. Then you tear the drill out of the monstrous machine's fastenings. You wield the drill, methodically punching holes in the circlet and hoping that your calculations are correct. By destroying just a few specific parts of this contraption, you can render it completely harmless. At last, your work is complete. You've turned the horrible device into something resembling a helmet that can be worn atop a head. An intact head that hasn't come into contact with a saw. This headgear will keep the wearer safe from even the strongest psionic attacks. Not a bad job. It looks like all the time you've spent as my assistant hasn't gone to waste. You've learned something at least. Indeed. Oh! Oh, there's an arcane thing. Disable the arcane emitter. I think I can walk through it because of the psionic thing. And there we go. Now we can go into the next room. Before we do, though, I want to see... because we do have some options to reach more places. Such as this door here.
This will be quick.
Oh, hi. Augmented Incubus. Ivu, get away. Ivu, no, get away. You guys can take care of that. And there we go. Okay. Ivu took a lot of damage to that. I do not want her to die. Please heal up, Ivu. Thank you very much. Okay. That is... oh, cold iron. And we have another bit of one of those things.
This is my kind of work.
Eluding Swing. +3 Ghost Touch Light Mace confirms a crit. The wielder is affected with the effect of greater invisibility.
Follow if you dare.
Interesting. Let's see. I think there were doors over in this direction. Alright, that needed that. Good. Its red lights flash ominously, and the strange mechanism begins to emit a low hum. After running an eye over the front panel, you notice 3 half-faded pictographs. The first looks like a symbol for fire, the second might be a symbol for wind, and the third reminds you of the imprint of a hand. Figure out how it works. After a great deal of effort, you determine that the device is supposed to send signals to a person in the neighboring room. It seems that that is where they conducted the experiments involving dangerous substances. The hand symbol must have been a signal for a worker to bring a dangerous item into the room, or to remove one. The wind symbol presumably initiates the air filtration systems, and the symbol of fire must incinerate everything inside. Since you don't know exactly what kind of gas the room is filled with, trying to set it on fire would be unwise. The best course of action seems to be to get rid of the source of the contamination first, then pump out any potentially dangerous air, and only then cleanse everything in fire. Alright, so we'll use the hand. There you go, and then the wind. And I'm going to spare trying to burn everything.
Pretty good, aren't I?
The glass dome is the fragile barrier that separates you from the deadly gas. Only a madman could have created a weapon so misguided and lethal. The fragments of the smashed glass dome appear to have melted, as if the glass was eaten away by the gas that was previously held inside it.
Please, don't blame me. This is
There
my
we
kind
go.
of work.
Certainty of death. A dwarven Urgosh, a holy dwarven Urgosh, doesn't deal physical when it lands a hit, but doesn't deal any physical damage. The next hit deals force instead of the normal piercing or slashing damage. Okay, so that's basically for when you're unable to do damage to something. Fair enough. Okay, not that way, but there is, I believe, another door there. Another psionic door. Bunch of loot there. Triple fin helmet. This helmet gives its wearer 1 additional gore attack per round that deals 1d8 cold iron damage with a +2 enhancement bonus. Nice! This room with a collapsed floor was abandoned rather than repaired. Alright, and there's one more door somewhere. There's gotta be one more door somewhere. Did I walk past a door? No, that one was opened. That one was opened. Is there one over here? I don't think so. That one I need to... I think I need to take care of, Many-Face. Let's see, is there one over here? That's open, that's open. There's gotta be a door I'm missing. Just a second. Ah, that's the door. Okay. I was right in front of it, I just couldn't remember where exactly the door was. Oh, something hidden. Helmet of the Abyss Killer. Yeah, that's an obvious reference. The crates numbered with Numerian symbols are arranged with compulsive precision. Holy writings about Iomede's mortal life and her acts. The pages are decayed, the text now unreadable. It is unknown how this holy book ended up in a place like this. Just happened to be found there. Which leaves this room over here. Possibly the last. Alright then. Let me drop a save before we go in here. Alright, into the room we go. Oh. And the door's closed. The mage's voice is quiet, matter of fact. You've demonstrated superior abilities. We are impressed. We greet you, candidate. Candy who? For a moment there, I thought you said something about candy, but there's no way a nasty old bully like you could be talking about anything nice. Ivan, maybe step back a little right now. Who are you? We are Hundred Face, the Mind Engineer, the alloy of mortal and immortal. We oversee this community. You realize you've seen this face before. The cowl-shrouded visage of the Kelid Velg, who told you about this place. The top of Hundred Face's skull has been removed like the others, but the crown he's wearing is much larger and more intricate. Hey, I know you! True, your arrival was planned in accordance with the schedule. Given that the original host's body possesses the most advanced functionality, we used it to convince you to come. We are satisfied with the fact that you arrived within the scheduled time limits, as did all previous candidates. The calculations do not require adjustment. The original host's name does not matter, and neither does the history of his existence. We are not what he was. We have long surpassed the limitations of a mortal creature's mind. The singular personality was split in order to achieve complexity of thought. Now we are a collective. We are Hundred Face. So you even turned yourself into a machine. True. The exhaustion and deterioration of living tissue reached critical levels. For the purposes of continuation of function, a number of measures were taken. The decision was considered acceptable. The procedure resulted in the duration of existence being extended by an undefined length of time, which will prove sufficient for the discovery of permanent solutions.
Incredible. Simply unbelievable. A real breakthrough. Alright, listen, I'll need the schematics, then I'll take some measurements, run a series of tests.
False. The technology is not accessible to outsiders. You may obtain the required data only by undergoing the transformation process.
That is tempting.
Nenio rubs the bridge of her nose pensively.
But I can already see a number of flaws in your design. Here's what we'll do. You'll give me access to your technology, I'll improve it, and then I'll allow the lot of you to join with my brilliant mind as my assistants.
Categorically denied. Our design is perfect and is not subject to adjustment.
Well, you tried, Nenio.
So why have you lured me here? The question requires a multi-part response. First, we have been testing our location's deterrence system. The deterrence system has been judged unsatisfactory. Adjustment based on this observation is required. Second, we have been testing you. You have been deemed satisfactory candidate. You will be subjected to the modernization procedure. Third, we have been searching for a fitting specimen as a replacement to lead our field combat unit. Your abilities have been deemed extraordinary. The modernization procedure will be modified in order to take the specimen's peculiar properties into account. We are satisfied to the highest degree and are experiencing a state of euphoria. Yay! We wish to inform you that you will serve as the leader of our army.
What are you doing here?
We are conducting the project, implementing its schedule, and gathering an army. While incrementally enhancing countermeasures, we are attracting increasingly more dangerous opponents to absorb their abilities through modernization and amalgamation. The next scheduled phase is to attract a high volume of non-mortal opponents, such as the demon armies of the Worldwound. The chances of victory are adequate.
How did you convince the Sarkorians to serve you?
The manipulative approach was deemed optimal. The specimens were motivated by the promise of assistance. Mistrust was suppressed through the weakening of their identity's basic elements, such as hope, religious beliefs, or ethical limitations. Insubordination was suppressed through internal purges.
My. A machine that can lie, scheme, and manipulate. It seems the end of the aristocracy is upon us. Who needs counts and barons when this handy mechanism does it all for you?
So that's how it is. You used the people's last hope to destroy the last shreds of their humanity, and no one stopped you yet. My claws are itching to rip your gears apart.
You're just playing with the lives of others.
True. Playing a game is the preferred default activity for the most advanced intellects. The mind's purpose is to play and find the optimal strategy to achieve total victory.
That's not quite how I meant it, but okay. How do you bend mortals to your will?
You cannot comprehend the intricacies of our work. It is highly probable that you assume that the key is the direct cerebral connection, but that is an insignificant accomplishment within our project. Our true genius is embodied in the device you are observing at this moment. It collects external thoughts that are then translated into generic signs, stored, transformed, and sent back as commands. This process is efficient. The cognition circlet receives the command and compels the body to execute it. It expels all redundant and resistant elements from the specimen's mind. Our device is the pinnacle of scientific thought, a mechanism created by a mortal being, yet it surpasses its creator in every aspect. It is the beginning of a new era, a gateway to the future. It allows us to control our servants. We are holding them at the tip of our thoughts. Our soldiers have forgotten the meaning of fear. We have erased it from their hearts and minds. They have forgotten their lives. The reclaimed space has been used to store knowledge of combat arts and mastery of Numerian weapons. They know no pain, and their bodies remain obedient to the cognition circlets, no matter the wounds they sustain. Until their functionality is lost completely, they will execute the commands. Observe, even physiological death failed to make many of them abandon their posts. Is this not the perfect army? should you not be bowing before our genius and thanking us for revealing the truth. All these never-before-seen mechanisms, how did you obtain them? They were procured in the depths of Numeria. We executed a series of expeditions into Silvermount, where we discovered these and many other pieces. Killing noise, chambers of eternal life, artificial creatures, technology. Even 100 Faces' impassive voice tenses upon uttering the last word. These items were crafted from sky metals. They are not from Galarion. They were created under the light of other stars. The Technique League in Numeria extracts such machines from the ground. They think they can understand their essence and claim them. False. The nations of Galarion are underdeveloped beyond measure compared to the creators of these items, and their failure is therefore assured. Only the device that we assembled is capable of fully grasping technology. Well, I'm not gonna submit to you. You are a slaver. False. We will now begin the preparations for modernization.
A test of my abilities.
And so it begins. Here's the thing, though. We need to take out a few things here. And Ivu, you go for that one. Ow. Okay. You've all taken care of all of that. Now kill 100 Face. And he's dead. Stand by. Immediate extermination has been considered ineffective. The viability of our host has been compromised. The probability of death is estimated at 100%. The device must not cease its operations. We are ready to transfer the device's control codes to you. Why are you giving your creation over to me? Self-perfection. We approach self-perfection by increasing the complexity of the structures we develop. The device is the most perfect and the most complex of the structures of our making. Its continued operation will guarantee the successful completion of our function. 100 Face starts speaking in Hallett, the language of Numeria, and his voice takes on an almost physical presence. His words are impressed upon your mind with such force you doubt you'll ever be able to forget them. Upon completing his task, 100 Face gives an approving nod. The code that controls the device is now known to you. Use it. Its potential is limitless. It will run the necessary procedures on mortal candidates with no need for your input. You will be able to make use of the results. Awaiting affirmative response. And you're dead. You didn't even have any good loot.
I'm always ready.
Also, several of us are now blinded. You have removed blindness, don't you? I think I gave it to you. Remove fear, remove sickness. You do not have remove blindness. I think heal does remove blindness, though. Yeah, heal removes blindness, so go ahead and give a couple of heals to people. We'll remove the rest later. The device greets your approach with majestically cold indifference. Judging by the sounds it makes, it is continuing its frightening and monumental work even after its owner's death. Examine the device. The device makes all of 100 Face's other creations look like pathetic tin handicrafts. Its inner workings reveal an array of perfect geometric forms, and a large crystal covered in minuscule engravings hovers, suspended at its very center. The wave of energy it emits envelops you. This crystal contains tremendous power, and it is the writing on its surface that directs that power. It feels as if the device itself is a living creature, one that is merely sleeping. For now. Figure out how it works. Recalling all that you've ever read or heard about the Numerian arts of technomancy, you fully understand the sheer genius of 100 Face. Did he even realize what he created? that the function for which he was using the device, controlling enslaved warriors, was but a shred of its true potential? One might as well use a finely tuned astronomical instrument as a paperweight. The key unique feature of the device is its ability to read and process the thoughts of sentient creatures. By absorbing them into the crystal that serves as its heart, it breaks complex thoughts and emotions down into basic, clear symbols, readable by anyone. It perceives deeply personal feelings and carefully assimilates any experience, no matter how unique. It learns, and what it learns is everything. Hundred Faces' army provided it with many thoughts and emotions, but the device hungers for something more. Observing this magnificent monster is both breathtaking and terrifying. Destroy the device that should not exist in this world. The device refuses to die. You watch as clouds of metallic dust erupt from its depths and gather around the parts you've damaged, restoring their original condition. You hear a low scraping noise coming from the core of the mechanism, like a giant tossing and turning in its steel cradle, shaking off sleep. Now that you've attacked the device, it tries to awaken, to become more complex in order to protect itself. Without wasting another moment, you call upon all your power and deliver a single, unstoppable, deadly blow. It tears the massive crystal heart from the depths of the device. The mechanism thrashes around like a beast in agony, until at last, it goes still. And thus, the machine is destroyed. Okay. Right. One other thing we have to do before we can leave, and that's activate this last location. The fact that I thought I gave him remove blindness. Remove sickness, remove fear. I can give cleanse to yourself. That'll remove blindness for yourself. That's true. But then that'll leave like 3 or 4 of us who are still blind, which is really annoying.
Smile. The
Let's
world's
see.
not ending.
Cleanse. And in the loot we have Numerian Greatsword. +3 Greatsword is merged with Numerian technology. Once per day, the wielder can activate one of 5 enhancements for a number of rounds equal to half the wielder's level. Okay. Various boosts. None of us use greatswords. It's not going to be useful for any of us. And with that, I am going to end this episode here. Next episode, we're going to return to, whatever it's called. We're going to return to Dresden, take care of what needs to be done in there, and I think a companion wanted to speak with us. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I am Chester44, I'll send in his fly. That is me, Ulbrig, Woljif, Darren, Lan, and Nenio. This has been a Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous, and I shall see you all next time.